Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for clicking on over. Today is going to be another sketch with me video, Lilo and Stitch. So if you guys want to sketch along with me, grab your sketchbooks and come on, or just grab a drink, some snacks, and let's just get into this Disney drawing. I'm actually liking doing the Disney drawings on this YouTube channel. And on Friday, I'm going to do another video where I render this sketch out in full color. I don't know if I'm going to do it in color pencil or in this gouache set that should be coming in on Friday, but we'll see. All right, thanks again for clicking on, and let's get into this video. When it gets to parts like this, I really wish that I knew how to use a grid, just because I feel like it would make doing proportions a lot easier. Because this drawing took me way longer than I actually thought it was going to. This sketch took about an hour and a half in real time. And usually for something like this, it wouldn't taken that long, but those proportions were really getting me today. But eventually I do get it right, or I get it as close as I feel I can. But yeah, no, I definitely think grids are something that I want to try, at least see how they work, if they make anything easier. If you're an artist and you use a grid in your work, tell me, does it really like help that much? And if so, can you give me tips? I've never really sketched a child before, or like a children's like outfit or dress, so doing her hair in the dress was actually really like therapeutic. It was the easiest part of the drawing, I'd say, and I like how eventually how it all came together. Something that I noticed that I do a lot, that I actually didn't notice before, is how I hold my pencil. I hold it really close to the base, and that's just for like precision. I'm used to doing that for writing, so I guess it's just how my hand is comfortable. I feel like I get more precise lines when I have more control over it, but I do try to loosen up my grip a little bit when I sketch, just so my lines aren't as dark and as harsh, because as you see, I do a lot of erasing. So if I have a lighter hand, that just makes it overall easier to erase without having to see all the extra lines. But in my sketchbook, I kind of don't mind too much anymore, because I've accepted that my sketchbook is kind of just like an art dump place for me. And the sketches that I really like, I just use transfer paper to transfer it over to the actual like paper I'm going to use to turn it into a full color piece. Let me know, do you guys do that? Is your sketchbook an art dump place, or do you guys do full color drawings in there? I used to try to do that, but it put too much pressure. Sorry, there was a motorcycle that just went by. But I used to try to do that, but it became too much pressure using my sketchbook, because I felt like I had to have a full-blown color piece on every page. Now it just feels like my sketchbook is kind of like my safe place. Do you get that, or is it just me? Something else I found myself struggling with on this piece was the feet, of course, because for me that is one of the hardest things to render, is the feet, even though this is a cartoon. So it took me a couple of tries and adjustments to get the feet right, but then eventually I figured out how to, I just used basic shapes to block in where her feet came out of the dress exactly. So then I could just go in with the little squiggles or the little lines to make her toes, which made it a whole lot easier, because for some reason my brain was not breaking it down the way it needed to without doing that. So if you're having trouble or problems with certain body parts, I would highly suggest that you just start breaking it down into simple proportions, squares, triangles, circles, just to give you a guide. Art tip of the day. All right, let's get back into it. Now I think we're moving on to Stitch now. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're moving on to Stitch now. And he was actually kind of difficult once I got to the nose and mouth, just trying to figure out how to make it line up right. I was trying my best to get these proportions correctly, so that's what I'm working on. Here I finally got the nose and mouth right, and once I got those down, the rest of him was actually pretty easy. For me, I feel like for my brain to break down a drawing correctly, I just loosely sketch until I find a starting point where I feel confident enough to start making the lines darker and be like, okay, yeah, here, this is where this goes, and I base the other things on that. And move forward. So it's also like a guide. These are just different tricks that I use. I feel kind of crazy when I talk about how my brain breaks things down, just because I feel like it does it so differently than other people. But this is what works for me, so try it out if you want to and see if it helps you. All in all, I like how they came out. I just would change next time working on the proportions of where they're standing so they're at the same exact height. Looks like she's a little bit in the background, but that's okay. If you liked today's video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think or what you want to see going forward. All right, thanks for watching.